happy Thursday evening. I should start off by saying good evening, Frederick. Not like I lead off my good morning, Frederick, every day.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing good. I was trying to get some last minute things.
I know. We're a little frazzled today.
Yeah, but you know what? It was my fault. I got to take full responsibility.
Oh, my goodness. This is on record now. On record.
Full responsibility.
That doesn't happen very often.
No, I always usually blame you or somebody else, but this time I can't blame anybody. So.
Oh, boy. Well, I am Dani. This is Marco. And this is called The Top 5. Just a fun show going over the top posts in Everything Frederick and More.
Yeah.
And we like to have a good time.
We do like to have a good time, and this is a great atmosphere to be in. Heather Marshall has already said, hi, Danny Gurry. Look at this.
Hey, Heather. How are you?
Awesome. I don't have any friends doing that.
You will. You will,
No.
I promise.
But, yeah, so anyway, we like the Everything Frederick, and there's a lot of stuff going on there if you're a Frederick native, so it's always good to be in there.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I was scanning through some of the posts this last week, and, it's quite funny because I don't see nearly half of them because it goes so fast. It's like Twitter. There's like hundreds and hundreds of posts a day. I think it's like almost 500 or 600 on average. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And
I like it because it keeps you, especially if you live in Frederick, it's great because everything's right there. If you've moved, it's still good because you can kind of keep up with everything. And if you're just on vacation, you're like, oh gosh, back there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, well, I noticed some of the posts from the last week are people who are going to move to Frederick who are asking questions. And you get some pretty typical questions repeated sometimes, and yeah, it's quite funny, some of the responses like, hey, use the search button, man, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you got the people that are, the problem is you got people that are experts at the, and then you got people that are newbies and they don't have time for re-questions. Yeah.
Oh, look, mom's watching. Watching.
Hi, Mom.
Maria's watching right here. There we go. Yeah, so it's really pretty incredible. So just for some stats, Everything Frederick in the last 7 days, Everything Frederick and More, 2,449 posts, up 11% from March, from a week ago. So that's pretty crazy, lot happening. 85,989 active members in the last 7 days.
That's insane.
It is insane. The most popular day was Monday in the last 7 days. I'm wondering, I think that might have been because of the eclipse.
Yeah, well, probably. I would say, the eclipse had a lot going, but you guys didn't. I happen to be in the path of totality, not bragging, but.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I was out. I went out and watched it. It was a lot of hoopla. There was a lot of hoopla, but let me tell you something. The traffic was the real deal. People came from all over to watch this stupid thing. Everyone was insane about it, and it was crazy. I didn't like all the hoopla, but it was good when it was done.
It was kind of wild, actually. I was inside interviewing for my Good Morning Frederick show, and the sky just got so weird. Yeah, it was wild.
Did you guys have like half of it covered or something? Or
I mean, I don't know. I saw pictures after.
There was an eclipse for the first time in 100 years. You didn't even walk to your front door, which is 2 feet from you?
No. I didn't want to burn my retinas. Everybody,
gotta have
don't look at the sun. The more you tell people not to do something, I'm wondering why is it that you can't look at the eclipse? Like, if you looked up in the sky normally just with the sun, why is it such a big deal when it's an eclipse?
Well, it would blind you if you looked at the sun, right? You know that.
Well, I mean, so who's looking up there anyway?
People that are not smart. What do you mean? Who's looking? So here's the deal. When it's covered, it's not 100% covered. There's a tiny ring.
I know. Yeah.
So you can have that burned into your retinas. But here's what I wonder. we've been having eclipse on Earth for 4,000,000, 5,000,000,000 years. What did people do in the year 00? They looked at the sun because there was no goggles back then.
So are people just walking around blind suddenly?
You know, it's like you get that white thing in your eye, like when it's really, and then you have that for the rest of your life. So you're not sure. You're not sure if a truck is coming or if it's just your vision.
Just the fact that you looked up in 1976 for a split second.
Yeah,
and I wonder how long it takes. And actually, the question is, how do you know? How do you know when you look up you're going to be blind? Has that happened?
Yeah, there's actually some TikTokers. Actually, there's one that's really sad. This like 8-year-old kid is like, I can't see. And the dad's like, well, I told you to put your, he's like, you said it was over. He's like, it wasn't really like over. So this kid was just staring at the sun. I don't know if he ever saw, again, you should type it. It's crazy. It says,
what?
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's terrible.
It is terrible. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Yeah. See, but he's 8.
All right.
Not an adult.
Yeah.
Adults know not to look. Don't look at the sun.
Don't look at the sun. I didn't look at the sun. I stayed inside, actually.
You didn't look at anything. You looked at your computer screen. You're
did.
like, oh, sun, eclipse of schmips. I'm not going out there.
I figured, you know what? People are going to get some great images. And that is one of the posts that I want to share with you guys today, because obviously it's the first eclipse in a while. And I'm going to make sure. Let me just see if I can do this, because I have a bazillion pages open.
Well,
tabs.
We'll say hi to Ann Topper. Ann, what's up?
Hey, Ann.
Matt Heckert has finally joined us. I was wondering how long was it to take Matt. You were a little late today.
Yeah.
Heather Marshall says, I have moved and jumped on because I always love watching / listening to Dani. What is the website Facebook page?
Yes, this Facebook page is Everything Frederick and More, or you can watch on my own Facebook page. So if you're on my Facebook page, you can do that. We're just streaming to a couple different places. Also, the YouTube channel, Everything Frederick Live. We're streaming there, and we're streaming to the Marco Nation, right?
We are.
Okay.
I got it on there at the last minute.
All right, so I am going. Let me fix this up here. Wait, I got to
Sharon Price says it was 90%. So that's what I saw. I'm in Toledo, Ohio, by the way. I still come back to Frederick every weekend, and I'm on a radio station there in Frederick. But so that's what I saw right there. I saw total eclipse. So
okay.
He must have been somewhere in Ohio.
Yes. Well, this is it. So this gentleman, Brandon Moffitt, he said, my dad and I hit the road from Frederick at noon Sunday and ended up in a little place called Sycamore, Ohio, where we got to... What?
Everyone came to Ohio. Everyone literally in their mother's name was in Ohio.
And he said he got to experience 4 minutes of totality during the eclipse. I mean, those photos are really wild.
Yeah. It is. I didn't want to like it because I was tired of the hoopla, but then when you see it, it is hard to be like, so see, you still have the Corona there at the...
Yeah.
That the Corona.
They're drinking. What are they having?
I don't know, but they have the wrong glasses on. So if they stare...
Those look like the freebies you give away.
Like for Ocean City glasses. They're actually, now they're both blind. I'm sorry to tell you that. Brandon sees this image every time he's driving now. But you can see the solar flare right there in the bottom.
Yeah, right down here.
Yeah, and there's one on the side there.
I mean, that's a pretty good photo, I gotta say. Yeah. So he actually listed the camera that he took that on.
I was going to say that is not taken with an iPhone.
No, not at all. All right. So yeah, that's one of the posts, and that I will tell you. Let me just skip back here. 19,000 reached 19,000 people.
Wow.
When that was posted, which is pretty cool. So
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think the eclipse got people a little crazy, but it was a good hype. I think it was a good hype.
It was. You didn't get a lot of the hype where you live, but if you were in the path of totality, it was insanity.
Well, I actually thought more craziness was going to happen. I kind of was bracing for the nutty, the nutty stuff.
Yeah.
So
well, this was weird, and maybe because this is the first time I've ever been to the path of totality, but the reports were insane. Normally, it's like, hey, it's an eclipse, it's gonna last. It's just like, get bread, get milk, buy a new car, go to the basement, get stuff for a month. Communications will be down. It's like, what do? We have like these every year and a half or so. Why is this one so crazy? Yeah, I was the same way.
Yeah, I don't. What are you doing? Are you on fire? Something lit up behind you.
Oh, it did. I don't know. Hopefully not. I dropped a cord, but yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm all right.
All right, so our friend Beth, who came live with us last time, and hey, I'll just remind you guys, I did put the link in the description. If you want to join us live for the discussion, have some laughs, please do so. My friend Beth did, and she says, did you hear people saying they had illnesses after the eclipse?
Yeah, there were, I think it was headaches, it was trouble resting, vomiting some, so it was weird.
Were they staring directly into the sun?
I don't think so. I think so. The moon has a pull on the earth, and it sort of is.
Oh, don't tell any women about what the moon does to people.
I didn't. Listen. I didn't want to say anything, but yeah. So there's. I think there was some of that going on, and I don't know. Maybe it's a lot of that could be. They heard like things could happen, and then your mind is just like, yeah, let's go with that. Let's put you a headache in there.
Yeah, and I mean, I was listening to stuff too about, the locusts were going to come back and there were going to be tornadoes and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, cicadas actually are this year. There's two different versions of it. So have you heard about that? So the cicadas, normally they either come back every 13 years or 17 years. Every once in a while, two broods will come back at the same time. That's what's going on this summer. Actually, not really in Maryland. It's really like in the Midwest, kind of where under Ohio, sort of in that Indiana, Illinois area. They're going to have two different ones emerge at the same time.
All right. So Heather says, most of my coworkers are in Ohio. My coworkers who traveled to New York said it was fantastic, but the drive back was like exiting the FSK Paul parking lot in December. Yeah. Not anymore, really. Many Teslas were in line at the charging stations, and some were sitting on flatbed tow trucks. That, I'm telling you, is the one reason I would never buy an electric vehicle. Right there.
Yeah. I mean, you got to spend a lot of time at the charging station. But here's the crazy thing. Look at that. That is so, I'm telling you, so many people flocked to that area. You think it's not a real thing, but I drove from Ohio I was up in Michigan doing something, which is right on the border. It's basically like driving from Frederick to West Virginia.
Yeah.
But that 40-minute drive took me about an hour, and I wasn't even on the side. The other side was nothing but traffic for 50 miles.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it was crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Nothing worse. Nothing worse at all. Nothing worse.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All right. Let me just see if I can get up this next post. Let me just see if I have. Is it this one? No, I can't tell. Done too much. Too much. Let me hear. Wait, hang on a second.
Boy, is your computer shutting down now?
What?
Is your computer shutting down?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to find this tab because they all say Everything Frederick, obviously. So it's a little difficult to figure out which is which.
We can stall while you're doing it. So here's a good news. Obviously, a little plug. I'm on Key 103 every day from 11 to 3. So yeah. I'm back in the area. And here in Ohio, where I live, the big news, and maybe I told you this last week, we're getting a sheets.
Oh, you're finally getting the sheets.
We're getting a sheets in Ohio, guys. I've been trying to tell everybody what to expect here, and I'm way more excited than everybody else. But
yes. All right, here we go. This is one of these where somebody's moving to Frederick. Hey, y'all, I'm Josh. Josh Forster is coming to Frederick. Looking to move to Frederick in a few months with my best friend, Nugget. Not sure if Nugget is a dog, a person. I'm not sure.
If Nugget is a person, I need to meet Nugget. He says allow dogs later on there, so it has to be
I see. Okay. Yeah. I'm a chef in Charleston, South Carolina, at Zero George, and I was hoping for some advice on restaurants in the area that are fine dining or that run a tasting menu for me to look into working. Also, possible apartments in the range of $850 to $1,000 a month and allow dogs.
Good luck on that one, old Josh. You're not,
My sister just moved there, and it's just a beautiful town. I've always wanted to live close to the mountains. If y'all have any suggestions, I'm all ears. First of all, Josh, talk to your sister, because she'll tell you there's no way you're going to get an apartment for $850 to $1,000 a month in Frederick that allows dogs. But that's neither here nor there.
The first comment is going to tell you exactly what's going on here.
Good old Corey Alexander, right there, $850 to $1,000. You might be living in the mountains for that.
Yeah, you might be.
And he came back with my sister and sent me some links of places downtown there around that price. I'm not sure I would want to live anywhere, but we'll see. Most places are going to charge $250 to $400 upfront for Nugget and a monthly add-on fee. Wow.
Yeah. See, so now he's learning the travesty of moving here with a dog.
Yeah, that's right. Heather, why don't he move in with his sister? I know some other people who've done that.
Hey, who did that? Yeah.
All right. Heather said
you got to take advantage of the siblings, man. Come on.
Yeah. Heather says there are not any one bedrooms for less than like $1,200 or $1,400, especially downtown. Maybe check out Sunset Apartments because they're pet friendly on the outskirts of downtown, but you're gonna be paying a lot if you don't have a roommate. You can also try and look in Hagerstown. Yeah.
Good old Hagerstown, boy.
Good old Hagerstown. So somebody said, Jenny said, definitely not. Maybe a room for that. Oh, God, rents are so terrible here.
I know, man. Well, West Virginia, Charleston right there, that's a good idea. That's probably a little closer
Yeah.
what they were saying.
So, well, we hope Josh makes it to Frederick, even with the very blunt response on the comments here. Let me see if there's anything else here.
He might have to put Nugget to work. What's happening. Nugget's going to have to start.
I do like Blackie Black's comment. Welcome to Frederick. You won't regret moving here. And I totally agree with that. Yeah. So,
that is awesome.
It's a great, great place.
It really is. I love it. You never really leave, actually.
No. You never do. Yeah.
What are in your ideas now? You're all about town. You're like the most well-known person in Frederick. So
I am not.
What you are? What would be if you were giving him some advice here, if he watches? So what restaurants are like that high class? They shut a couple of those down, didn't they?
Beth just said, bless Josh's heart. If Frederick is pretty good. Bless his heart. Isn't that what you say when somebody's just really off the mark? Bless your heart.
He's from the South, so he'll get that.
And I agree with Heather. Nothing wrong with living in the outskirts of Frederick. To be honest, when we grew up here, you could get from one side of Frederick to the other in 10 minutes, right? Yeah. You could literally get from the north end of Frederick all the way to pretty much where Urbana is now, and it didn't take you any time. Not any longer, unfortunately. That's the big problem. Like if he works downtown, if he lived even out where I live, kind of, on the north end of town, kind of near Yellow Springs area, it's 20 minutes to get where you need to go. So sure. As far as restaurants, I mean, Frederick, if you're a chef, this is probably the best town to come to. We've got so many great restaurants. For fine dining, I would say if he's looking for kind of upscale, there's, Hooch and Banner is pretty nice. It's kind of upscale casual. The Tasting Room, obviously one of the nicest restaurants. Wine Kitchen and Thatcher and Rye are probably the ones I would say. But right outside of Frederick, 355, I think Monocacy Crossing. I've never been, but I've heard that that's amazing. Shan Flan, the goddess of everything Frederick. Firestone's good one. She also said Hooch and Banner. Yeah, I don't fine dine very often, actually.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I need to get out.
But
he should. Good. Yeah, to have Josh maybe come on and do a cooking segment.
Oh, that would be great. I'd love that. I'll reach out when he, maybe he can just start his own restaurant before he gets here. He might have better luck. He could live in the restaurant. He and Nugget, well, Nugget would have to live outside or somewhere else, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
He could have nuggets.
Yeah.
Make that like the main menu item. I'm an idea guy.
You are an idea guy. All right, let me see if I can find this next post. This next post I am putting up mostly as a reminder for people. I think it's this one, yeah. As a reminder for people that they don't read. They don't read the whole thing, right? So I'm going to scroll down a little bit because this is the first part of the original post.
Right.
I have a large tree and this is posted by Julia Baker. I have a large tree on my property I have to have cut for safety reasons. It's rather large, and I was wondering if anyone would want the chopped down wood. No charge, but you'll need to haul away as I don't have the means. Anybody interested that could use the wood? Now, Julia, that's pretty cool, right?
Very nice. I mean, wood is expensive.
Wood is expensive, and if you're trying to, stock yourself up for fire pit season or whatever, Julia, coming right out, swinging, donating the wood, right? Donating the wood.
Very nice.
Well, the comments, so, everyone, message sent, people tagging other people saying we're licensed and insured, pro long cuts, AT's tree service, PM sent. So then Julia, not to get too upset, says, edit, tree to be cut by tree company, hauling and or giving chopped wood away is only inquiry. So I think what she was trying to say, which then came on somebody
cutting the thing, it sounds like.
Right.
She just wants to know if you want it.
She made a second edit. To be clear, I'm not in need of a tree cutting service. I've already retained a licensed tree cutting service. I'm merely trying to get rid of and or give the wood away to anyone who could use the wood that will be cut down and sitting on my property. I have a townhouse and small yard with not much room. I mean, that is where you're just over explaining to the point that hopefully anybody can understand.
Yeah. At first, you just put on there what you think people could digest. That never works. The funny thing is, so I'm a photographer and a videographer, and so I get tagged in this post sometimes too. By the time I get to I need a photographer, even it's like 800 people have said, I'm in, let me do it.
Well, I will say this. What I will say is it is frustrating when you do put a post on and this is any group, anywhere, when I might put a post up that says, hey, I am looking for a photographer for whichever event, blah, 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 blah. And then God bless all the advocates for all these businesses, but then random people are tagging their friends or not the actual photographer coming in and saying, hey, I'm available, I'd love to do it or whatever, right? So then you're sifting through hundreds of comments, and then you have to reach out to all these people to see if they're even available.
Right.
And that's a little tough. So anyway, I think she got frustrated again because the very first comment from Kim was, she said whoever is cutting the tree should take the wood. They did ours. So, and they gave her a discount for that, which is a great idea.
Yeah.
But I think somebody else had posted, be sure to use a licensed, everybody's always worried about whether somebody's using somebody licensed or not. Leave that to them.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm using Uncle Mickey.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I watched a couple TikToks. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I do have to say, though, the iterations of her post remind me, I was just talking about this today, of how I search on Google. When I search on Google, I literally type what I'm searching. It's like a sentence.
Right.
And I was watching something the other day saying how... And I think I learned this maybe in school, probably after school, but the actual way to search for stuff on search engines is using like the plus and using words like and or omit or whatever it is, and you string stuff together, you don't type like a human, you have to type like a computer, and you get better search results.
Yeah, I mean,
But the way Julia wrote her post is exactly how I write my queries. So I start really broad and I don't get what I need, and then I start to whittle it, I get a little bit better, and then finally I get that clear, concise thing that I need.
I'm similar. I start and then I get all that mess and then I quit. But those are my two methods. Then I'm like, just whatever, just leave it out there. Beth says I YouTubed it. I can do it. Yeah. No
yes, kidding. Beth. I think we ought to have you quote. I think you ought to have them quote. Here, Dawn Ann's watching.
Dawn Ann.
The person that's hiring them needs to do their own due diligence. That is true. That is true. Yes.
Dawn Ann is a huge Orioles. Did you know that they had that rookie made his debut? I was watching it on TV here. It was all the way here. Did you see that, Jackson? I'm forgetting his last name. It was good. Anyway, never mind.
Oh, for the Orioles?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the Orioles. Everybody's excited about the Orioles, and it's almost like everybody's excited about the Redskins. Commanders for this year.
I know I am.
I know you are.
I'm a diehard.
As Jackson well as our Dawn Ann said holiday. Yes. Holiday, I'm going tomorrow.
Jackson Holiday.
And she's going to the game. She was at opening day as well. Biggest Orioles fan ever. All right, let me see what we got here. Oh, there is always a food posts always do really well. I'm
telling you, you got to bring Josh down here, the chef from North Carolina.
I know.
Nugget, the special guest nugget.
Charleston, South Carolina. Yes, even better. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. All right, so update, I'm back. So this is, it looks like Mayor Leona went to, is that Fa? Is that how do you say that?
Well, yeah, I'm an expert because I lived in Seattle where
Fa. It's pho, right?
Well, yeah. Everyone says pho, but it's pho.
Pho, yeah, because I've seen some really interesting plays on that word.
Yeah, especially in Seattle where pho king.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. Yeah, so apparently, where Pho Basil used to be, they opened Pho 52. Now, what are the odds it's the same people that opened that restaurant? I don't know, but anyway.
It looks good. Is that person actually a mayor? That's Mayor Leona.
I know. No, I don't. She's not our mayor. I don't know what mayor. She might be a mayor of her own community. I don't know. But no. So, Pho 52 Frederick, Mayor Leona said, I stumbled upon a small hole in the wall in Frederick off Mater Avenue in 7th. Only open 6 months. Really kind husband and wife owners, Tina and Leo.
Is that over by the football fields, the baseball fields over there?
That is right near the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we used to practice football when I was a kid up there.
Oh.
Right? Yeah.
Up 7th a little bit, I think.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. This is modern 7th, so it's like coming from TJ and up,
Right. I love pho. Have you ever had pho? It's so good, dude.
I think I have. I love all that kind of stuff. I do. I love it. So I don't know. I haven't been to this place though. So anyway,
she worked at Pho Num Num. Which has to be a good place.
Yeah. Ironically, yeah. And then so anyway, loved it. Right, small. I'm gonna put up some pictures here. There's the menu with the phone number. I'm gonna have to try to get them on Good Morning Frederick, but it looks amazing.
Does look good.
Looks delicious. So anyway, shout out to that restaurant, and then update, I'm back. It's still delish. So 2 visits apparently in a short period of time. So
well, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So want to thank Leona for posting that, and place is so good and more affordable than Lucky Corner. Oh, well, okay. We love Lucky Corner too, though.
We don't know if that's an actual real statement or not, or maybe that's just from the chefs in there. But,
yeah.
Nice.
So Oh, a lot of people saying best vegetarian pho they've ever had.
How about Therese, who says, went there yesterday. The pho is so good. So many meat in a bowl. That sounds amazing. Price is more affordable. That sounds like my place.
Yeah. So, that's pretty cool. So we love when restaurants get good shout outs on social, and gonna have to check those guys out for sure. All right, let me go here.
Especially with dude, I had Chick-fil-A with my son. It's just me, and my son is 3.5, and it was like $35.
We were just saying this the other day. You cannot. Do you remember when we were kids and you'd go to McDonald's and like I think Mom would give us like $2 and I'd feed like the whole neighborhood.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember.
I think I remember when burgers were 35 cents.
Now you sound old. You know, I remember actually when you worked at Roy Rogers and you would bring the chicken home. That was my favorite time of my life.
I know.
Like, what time is Danny getting off? Because I am starving.
That was my very first job, right at TJ Drive. That Roy Rogers.
Well, that was the best time.
Yeah, Beth. I think that restaurant is across the street from Lucky Corner in that little shopping center, really small. I think it has a liquor store, and I think there was some American Charlie's or some restaurant there. And the Lucky Corner, I think, is now owned by the children of the Lucky Corner original owners who now own Westview. I think they've reopened, and I think it's called Tin Lucky or something like that. So anyway, I'll have to check it out.
You're going to have them on your show.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm telling you, we're doing tons of interviews every single day, meeting so many great people. It's been really awesome. So, all right, this is. Let me just see what we got here. Okay, I think this is our last post, and I don't. This is kind of a touchy one. Some of my friends watching here, and some of us who are a little bit older will probably remember this story. But I want to. Let me share here. Get this up. Okay. I don't know if anyone remembers the Tracy Lynn Kirkpatrick story. She has been featured, or her death has been featured on Unsolved Mysteries. It has baffled people who are, experts at this sort of thing, right? Every TV show has been through Frederick about this story. And so someone recently, Vanished Voices of Maryland, which I've never even heard of, but posted recently, 35 years just passed silently with still no answers. Wow. How do you think this case could be solved? 256 comments. Post reached 13,000 people. Cheryl posted, I think of this young lady often. Did not know her or her family, but I had not lived here long when this happened. I can't believe it has not been solved.
When was that? Is there an original opening? You should have somebody like from a crime place back on there to discuss it, because I think I remember that person. Were we around with them?
Yeah. So this was I think it was 17-year-old. She was from Point of Rocks.
Like 85, 87?
In early 89, she read her family a haunting poem. And let me just see. Yeah, March 15th, 1989. She was this was the, let's see. One of them, a sales clerk at Eileen's Sportswear in Westridge Shopping Center. I'm just scanning to see the details.
How old was
she was closing the store and tally up the receipts. It was the first time she'd ever closed by herself.
Wow.
8:45 p.m. 2 hours later at 10:50, a shopping mall security guard noticed that the lights inside the store were still on. The front door was unlocked. He received no response. And almost at the same time, her parents came to the shopping mall nearly at 11 o'clock, more than an hour after she usually returned home. And they were shocked to discover the police cars around it. And, let's see.
They never found her.
Yeah, that she was found.
She was found, but they never found the killer.
Yeah, she was there. They were told that she was dead, and the mother obviously doesn't remember much after that murder. But, you know, to be honest, you could probably get away with murder more easily back in the day than you could ever now.
It's not even a debatable question. There are so many, and there's cameras that you don't even. There's cameras on ATMs. Their Ring doorbells are the new thing.
Yeah.
Boy, they catch you on a Ring doorbell. That's what I mean. If this would have happened now, they would have found this person in a week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I think that's a different one. Dawn Ann, you'd remember this. The one that was Dress Barn, and I think was that in the 70s or was that in the 80s? That I think was Was this Westridge or Westview? For some reason I thought that let me just look here because I always get those two shopping centers. Westridge Square Shopping Center. You're right. That's on 40. Yes, you are right. For some reason, I thought it was a Dress Barn, but yeah.
Remember. How old was she when she passed?
17, I think.
17, yes.
17 years old. Yeah. So somebody posted that they think I still believe they know who it was, is what she said. Caroline Triber. And somebody else posted, I agree. I think the police messed up. I believe the crime scene was compromised, which happens, unfortunately, and especially kind of, when you have an area, thankfully, that Frederick is a fairly safe, but definitely then. In the 80s, it was a safe town. There were, murders. We never hardly heard about any of that sort of stuff here.
I agree, but I think to an event, because, obviously we heard about kids every once in a while. But the thing is, you didn't have the internet. So things could have been happening, and you didn't. If it happened in New Jersey, you didn't hear about it because the news didn't travel like that back then.
Yeah,
but this was a huge story.
I think, Dawn, I think it was in that shopping center. It wasn't in that same space, but I think it was in that shopping center. And I think at the time there used to be movies there. The movie theater was there in that shopping center too. I think
that was the old mall. What's funny is I remember. Yeah, I think I remember that. But that's crazy. That story is one that I remember from my childhood.
Yeah. Yeah, so, listen,
I'm a conspiracy theorist. You know me. I am like the biggest, I almost believe anything. So my question would be, if they think they know who did it and they covered up, why? Why would the police cover it up? What happened?
I want to know. Maybe we need to talk to this Brian Lieber. Says they did mess up. I don't know who we is. Showed the police good evidence as to who very most likely did it. Evidence was about as close to a confession as can be.
The Frederick City. Does anybody know Brian? Let's get him on the show.
we got to find Brian. I'm gonna say, hey Brian, I need to talk to you about this.
Send him a link. Put the link in there right now. See if he clicks.
How can I do that from where I am? Hang on.
I don't know. You're crazy.
Wait. Can I?
Yeah. So.
I still have it.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, right, Brian. We are talking. Talking.
Look, this is why we love live video, folks.
I know about.
Beth says yes. I remember the movie theater there.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, Heather says me too. We're talking about working at Roy Rogers on TJ Drive. She lived in Emer Meadows and walked there when she was 16.
Heather, did we work there together at the same time? We must have.
Yeah, because you were about the same age, I think.
Yeah, I started there when I was 16. Yeah. Greg Sally was the manager.
Let me tell you something about somebody. I've moved all over this country doing radio. And Roy Rogers, I always try to find like little places that are as good as home. Home being Maryland. There is no other fried chicken. Now, I know there's gas station fried chicken that also happens to be in Maryland. That's pretty good too. But there's no good chicken like in other parts. I actually went to a restaurant here in Ohio and asked for fried chicken. They looked at me like I was crazy. I don't even think they make it here.
I think that's considered a Southern thing. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. Oh,
hopefully-
Beth says her first job was the Roy Rogers on 85. Woo woo. Roy Rogers. Unite. Anyway. All right. I'm not sure if we'll see if Brian is able to join us. But yeah, really fascinating actually about that. And it's just crazy to me that after all these years, because, okay, typically what happens with these cold cases is somebody picks them up and then utilizes the technology of today to
Right.
solve the
if
stuff
there was
from...
any DNA evidence, or if there were maybe cameras that they didn't know about, but I'm sure they would have gotten it there. But I'm just wondering what the story is of the cover-up. Why? Okay, I'm down with the cover-up, but why? Is it somebody in the police force? Was it
Well,
somebody's kid?
it might have been a CYA, right? If the police messed up the evidence and kind of got themselves into a hole before things started, that could have been, why they just tried to cover their own butts.
Yeah. And speaking of police covering up evidence, I don't know if you saw before we got on the air here, but O.J. Simpson died.
What?
Yeah, he died just a little bit
I
ago.
did not know that.
Yeah. So
I've been researching
76.
for other
You're at home.
things.
You don't even go out for the eclipse. I'm sure you don't know that he died. I can tell you a litany of things that have happened in the last week. You're like, what? Yeah. So he was 76.
Yeah, just looking that up right now. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, here's what I'm fascinated by, and I'm going to share my screen on this because I just did a quick, this is like the radio 101 quick Google search of anything happening. But
Yeah.
Wikipedia gets updated like immediate. What do people do? Like they just wait for people to die
Oh yeah, they have it written down
so they can.
so they can be the first. Yeah.
Wait.
So,
Wait a minute, Beth. My 13-year-old came home telling me about OJ. I did not know. Oh, you didn't know if he even knew who OJ was. Okay, I thought you said I didn't even know who OJ was. Yes. Oh, your son. Your son is pretty up on stuff. Like he knows music that you didn't think he'd know. He is. It's the sheets. Oh no, this is the 13-year-old, not the older one. So yeah.
Well,
That's
everybody
funny.
remembers if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Oh yeah.
That was a crazy dude. Everyone remembers where they were when O.J. Simpson was in the white Bronco.
Oh, where were you? Where were you?
I was watching it at home.
You were?
Yeah.
I was working for the radio station in San Diego. We were in the conference room, just glued to the television, like dumbfounded that this had even happened.
Oh yeah, especially when he was running and was.
And that helicopters over his house. And
That actually, the funny thing about that OJ story that nobody really knows is that actually was you can't say first, but that was when the helicopter videos of the live scene news cycle started.
yeah.
That's when the scene around the clock, and they had because now you see the chases, and we're live at, like Matthew Perry's had that whole thing started with O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
With the helicopters, the following, the live news cycle, the breaking in news.
Yep.
But it was weird.
Yeah.
His last TikTok right there, you can see his last. He's right there in that chair in the middle there.
Oh, this one
He's
here?
like, yeah, he's like, hey, I feel good. I think I'm going to be fine. Everything is good. And then all of a sudden, boy, he died the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was night. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that one was. But anyway. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, good old.
Crazy.
Well, it's just that was a crazy time in the lives of everyone. Yeah. Oh, and Dawn says, "Yep, the live police chases, like all those
now you see them there all day, 24/7.
live PD and
they have
things
a
like
channel
that."
now. Yeah, but that started with O.J. Simpson.
Well,
in the back.
that Bronco whole. Oh my Lord! Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah. So,
All right.
Good. Well, look, that's awesome. How many did you do all the post reach? It had how many post reach was the last one we didn't get? How many people did that reach?
Oh, how many people on the?
On the story of Tracy Kirkpatrick.
Yep. Hang on. That one was 13,300 and 257 comments.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's still on the top of everybody's mind there.
Well, look, I mean, I think that it's one, Heather, I forgot all about OJ. Yeah, true. Yeah, another crime. Yeah, Beth, sad. Another crime case that police evidence disappears or not enough to charge someone. That was just, okay, so I'm going to, real quick, and then we're going to go because I know this isn't about this. But I want to see there is an alternate view documentary of the murder Netflix show. What was that? The guy, Steven, what's his name?
Steven something. Yeah.
Yeah, wait. Netflix.
That was in Wisconsin, I think, wasn't it?
Murder.
Stephen Ames?
Wait a minute. Oh my God. I mean, I watched it, and you thought that the cops were so terrible, and how could they have put this guy in jail?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what was the name of that? You guys know what I'm talking about.
Boy, if there were only something we could just...
I am trying to, again, here's the problem. I am typing like I'm talking, and
right.
Google does not understand.
That's why I use ChatGPT.
Yes. What is the Netflix...
Here, let me use ChatGPT live on the air.
Stephen... Oh my God.
Stephen
Stephen King, Stephen Colbert, Stephen Hawking. What? Stephen Avery. Stephen Avery. Watch Making a Murderer. Jesus.
There you go.
Okay.
You got
Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
This is what happens to my brain. Anyway, someone made a documentary countering everything in that So that documentary was made from his point of view, his
right.
side, his attorneys.
Team, right.
Yes. And it was very strategically edited and, obviously.
Right.
And it made all of us at the time, I don't know if you ever watched it, but I was like, oh my gosh, how could these police be so messed up? Why would they put this guy in jail? I was shocked at how terrible it was. And then this alternate documentary has come out that just shows exactly why he's still in prison.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I love about any crime, 24, 48 hours. They're all like that. They start off with meet James, blah, blah, and then it's like, this guy he killed everybody. And then the second part of the show is why he didn't do any of that. And I'm always left with, I don't know who did it. I don't even know what happened here.
I know.
They always do that. That's that they start with this thing. It's like, you're for sure he killed everybody. And then it's like, well, but he was in Australia. What? How's that possible?
Well, this is also to kind of say that they don't even call them reality TV anymore. What do they call them?
Documentaries?
No. What reality TV is scripted TV now. They call it scripted TV because it's not really reality. And I think if anyone remembers The Hills and all those shows when, we thought they were really just following these kids around, and then started to leak out that they would set up a scene and reshoot.
Oh, yeah, no reality show is real at all.
I thought it was.
I knew they did that. I saw some behind. I've been doing filming for a long time, so I knew they recut stuff and they make up problems. Yeah, my point with that is when you realize that, and The Hills was a perfect example because they painted certain people as the villains and they painted certain people as the sweethearts, and they really had it. In psychological sense, it's crazy how you can be led to believe something about people because that's the way they're painting it. You know what I mean? Right.
Like it's really, really nuts.
It definitely, it'll definitely teach you that reality is not reality. The thing that I say is like people have their own personal reality because they always say perception is reality, and that really is the same thing. It's like if you are perceiving something, that's just the way you are, and you're going to think that's the reality, even if it's right or not.
Yeah. All right.
Crazy.
Well, we were off on that tangent, but...
yes, we were.
But I just want to thank everybody. If you haven't joined the Everything Frederick group, please do so. We had 842 membership requests just in the last 7 days. And just so you know... Because, there are 4 people that manage all of this, that approve every post, approve all the people. of the 869 requests that were reviewed, 45 were declined. So we don't, not everyone is let into.
It's like the cool club. You got like the little, what is that little red thing out there?
Well, we try.
Sorry, you're not dressed right. You can't come in.
I have seen those that are declined and blocked, and they're mostly from countries in the,
or bots or some, No,
Yeah.
You can't let everybody in your house.
Well, yeah. So anyway, or the people that have no photos, or
What you're trying to say, it's an exclusive club.
It is an exclusive club.
So and it should be.
Most everyone is welcome.
That should be the motto of the page. Hey, most everyone is welcome here. We'll decide who.
Oh, goodness. All right. You can listen to Marco tomorrow morning on Key 103 between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. You can catch me tomorrow morning on Good Morning Frederick, right wherever you're watching this stream, unless you're on Marco's page. I talked to Eric Stevens from I9 Sports tomorrow. I talked to Coach Ed Corporal from our Frederick Flying Cows.
Nice.
And we meet Kyle from Snowy of Maryland, the Snow Cone King, and it's going to be a great show tomorrow, so you can join us.
What time are you doing that?
Oh, 9 a.m. 9 a.m., sorry. Yeah, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Thank you, Marco. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, right here, wherever you're watching.
Love it. Awesome. Yeah. Well, and we'll be back next Thursday with another top 5. Make sure you post. Maybe we can get on, and I'm still hoping that we can have people step in with us and be on the show.
I'm just going to start bombarding people's posts with the links, and we'll just start to get some random people up. I know.
I love it.
All right, and we've got a brand new show that's going to be coming out, I believe, on Saturday, and it's going to be fun. So you guys have to. It's more what do we say? PG-13.
Yeah, well, because we're playing TikTok videos that have some cursing and have some adult theme. It's not crazy, but you probably don't want your 12 or 13-year-old watching. But it's going to be funny. It's going to be it's almost like a Whose Line Is It Anyway type of show. That kind of fun deal. It's going to be good. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, so look out for that. I'll be posting up an event for that one as well. So we love y'all. Thank you guys so much for the love and support and joining us. Heather is great. Beth, Camille. Hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in ages. Our Shan Flan, Dawn Ann. Thank you guys so much for commenting and liking and sharing the post. That's what helps all of us get a little bit more exposure, and we really, really appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Have a good night.